Hello and welcome to Davos. This is not the usual video you'd see during the World Economic Forum. I'm not here to promote any business, idea, product, or organization. I am here to promote listening to other people, like the videos I've gathered of people that wanted to speak truth to power. Here is what they had to say. Thank you for listening.
Since I have the honor and privilege of addressing you, I would like to respect your attention and deliver the greatest value as fast as I can. Brevity is the soul of wit, after all.
So, first of all, thank you for your time for listening.
Because every person is a hero, capable of transforming the world, alone or together. Some of us just don't know it yet. As a world leader, you can unlock that potential in each and every one of us. Lead by example with integrity, with honesty, with a deep respect for life, and you will empower us and we will empower you in return.
You are the decision makers. You are the people who are shaping our present and our future. And you cannot forget that. Ever.
And everything I say here is directed towards those with power, those with wealth, those with some say in the world. But like I said, I'm just a little peon in America. And I hope this message will be heard by somebody.
I'd like to see more truth from the top. I'd like to see more openness, more honesty, more behind the scenes of what you guys are actually working on.
It's 2020, and the world moves faster than ever. We're in the age of information, technology, and multitasking. So I'll start with a reminder. We're all human beings. We have physical, mental, emotional, social, and existential needs. We may build mighty things, but we still sweat, weep, and bleed. Remember yourself.
Today, I'm taking the opportunity to raise the issue of mental health and remind those attending the World Economic Forum why they should be taking notice. A 2019 analysis of studies from Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the UK revealed that the total economic cost of mental illness is expected to rise sixfold over the next 30 years. An investment in mental health isn't simply an investment in public health. It's an investment in the economy and the future of your country.
Yeah, people at Davos, if you're watching this, I just have a simple message about those who are maybe on the fence about supporting UBI. I've been looking into it for 2 years now, and I'm seeing that more and more that it's a way to go. It's definitely a way forward, and it's a money-saving option compared to what we're doing now, letting poverty exist the way it does, at least in the United States. And basically, that's doing basic income on top of current social programs.
In general, we have to find a system that begins to work. We have to find a system that is different from what we have, but is close enough to what we have that we can make some progress without just changing the whole thing. So that one day we begin to see a shift away from memorization, facts, details to creation, learning, and passion in how to find that within our individual students. Thank you.
So please don't feel like you need to spend millions of euros to help all the people. Just try to be as good as you can be and help as much as you can. Thank you.
Hello, leader. Do you know whether your people follow you because they want to do so, or maybe because they have no choice and they have to follow you because you make them? Number one is listen. Listen to your people. Listen to their needs, their wants, their dreams, and find out together how to create them. Number two is show up with who you are. Allow yourself to be seen, even when you fuck up, or even more so when you fuck up. Allow people to see the real you. So number three is do your own work. Work with a coach, work with a mentor, work with someone who creates new perspectives with you, who helps you to detect your own blind spots we all of us humans have.
We can't ask young people to live outside of cities and commute 40 hours each month either. At a certain point, we need to wonder if we approach this from the wrong angle. How can we get people to sell cheaper and not lose money? What can we do as a society to give the young and old and people who are trying to get into the markets a chance to have some place to call their own? It's affordable, When we give them a dignified life where they're not just a money potter for sellers and landlords.
I'm really concerned about how the world is being molded. This world needs investment. Investment of people, investment of resources, investment of know-how, investments of everything. Let's allow for oxygen not to be a product. Let's allow for water not to be a product. Let's allow for peace not to be a product. And yes, I'm talking to people with checkbooks. Take your checkbook out, and that association, that company, that whatever that you thought might help this world, invest in it. Go.
I would just ask you to reflect on whether the child that is inside you, the child that you were, who wanted to make the world a better place, would that child be happy with you now? Why aren't the grown-ups changing this? Why would people let this continue? Why do we allow people to suffer needlessly from man-made problems? Why do those in power not change this? The world you're leaving behind is not good enough for what you want for those children. But at that time, it might very well be too late.
When looking for programs to reduce issues like sexual assault, aggression, and addiction, the majority of programs suggest including face-to-face interaction as part of the process. What's really interesting is that despite the movement towards using more digital tools, including digital interactions, there isn't a lot of research to demonstrate that those tools are necessarily better at behavior modification. In fact, some programs that include digital learning tools may actually have worse results than programs that include face-to-face discussions, despite being easier and more accessible. I think the lesson here is not to underestimate face-to-face interaction in an increasingly digital world.
Your ideas are 30 years behind. You are failing. You're failing people globally and locally. You're failing democracy. You're failing the environment and the biosphere. You're failing the world's poor. But you already know that. You are the only ones capable of changing this dynamic. And the only way you can do that is if you do something about it. What I can't tolerate is pretending as though we can just sort of groupthink this for another year, and groupthink it for another year, and groupthink it for another year, and just allow things to go as they've been going. There's a limit. There's a limit to the time we have. There's a limit to the resources we have, and things should not be left to chance. It should not be left to chance. There's no more room to hesitate. There is no other issue besides our own survival. If you don't do anything in this Davos meeting, if no more binding treaties or any types of cooperation is going to be forthcoming, if these things aren't possible, no more. You might as well forget it. Just stay home, save some time, do something more fun than go to Davos.
Capitalism gotten us to the point of having prosperity, but it also got us to the point of having or being on the verge of the apocalypse. So can we change capitalism? Well, we can evolve it, we can improve it. And how do we do that? By making it sustainable and making it responsible. So basically what Nozama is about, it's about selling only what we recover and recycle. So as opposed to Amazon, Nozama is all about enabling e-commerce to become sustainable.
Your decisions are going to influence the way we're living and the way the future generations are going to live. It concerns us all. And we need to do better. We need to be better. Everywhere. Whether it's education, ecology, science, or just basic compassion, we need to shape a better tomorrow for everyone.
You, today, have that power to create something. Something that people in 500 years or 1,000 years will say, that was worth remembering.
You're part of this world, and practicing compassion toward yourself is practicing compassion toward humanity.
We have to stop feeling like gods. We have to stop feeling like entitled people. We have not yet saved the planet. We have not yet saved our children from a violence that is brewing. Deep
The way things
inside.
are going cannot be continued. And we will either change on our own, or we will be changed by external forces.
You're in a position of power now. If you can remember now what it was that you really wanted to change, you could do something amazing.
And that leads us to further question everything. And questioning things isn't a bad thing, but if we don't have anybody to trust, how can we ever work together? I'd like to see more openness so that we can actually trust in what you're doing. I'd like to see something that we can believe in. The openness, the honesty, so that we can believe in you and work together rather than potentially getting worse and thinking you're against us.
So that's it. Listen, show up, and do your work and become the most amazing leader possible to change the world for the better. Thank you so much.
Have conversations and try to find some common ground. We're on this big, beautiful planet together, and we should listen to one another. We should act like a team. Thank you for your time. Believe in yourselves. I believe in you. Kick ass.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to these messages. Thanks everyone who had the courage to speak up. Thank you to the whole of the Twitch community. I hope you will have a pleasant time at the World Economic Forum, and I hope you will put some of the things you heard into action. And with this, I'll leave you to attend the forum, and I'll hope to see you next year. Bye!